Hey Canadian collectors, new and experienced. Do you know which 1973 Canadian coin is most valuable? Is it the Mountie silver dollar celebrating the centennial of the Royal Canadian Mounted Police? Or is it the Centennial Commemorative Circulation nickel dollar for Prince Edward Island featuring the PEI Parliament buildings? Or is it my favorite 25-cent Mountie Quarter? Please stand by if you want to find out. We'll be right back just after this. Welcome back. 1973 is a very unusual year for the Royal Canadian Mint, and what it did to cover the two important commemoratives that shaped the lives of many Canadians. Other provinces and cities got their commemoratives on the $1 coin and or the $1 50 silver not intended for circulation coins. But because the RCMP and PEI are having their centennial during the same year, PEI had to share the limelight. If you like this video, please subscribe. The RCMP is a very important Canadian icon that is uniquely Canadian. So what the Mint did was assign the PEI Commemorative to the largest circulation dollar coin it could. As a result, the PEI Centennial coin was assigned to the circulation nickel dollar for that year. The RCMP was then left with having its centennial commemorated on the smaller circulation 50% silver NISC dollar coin. The problem with this was the Royal Canadian Mint was concerned that by doing this, the RCMP was not getting the recognition they deserve. So for the first time in modern history, the Royal Canadian Mint made a bold move and also put the 1973 RCMP commemorative on a Canadian nickel quarter. I know the Mint does this all the time now, but back then, putting commemoratives on quarters was a landmark decision for the Royal Canadian Mint, and it was a huge success. But more on this a little bit later. So let's go back and take a look at the PEI Commemorative. As Canada's smallest province, the Mint chose to put the PEI Provincial Parliamentary Legislature on the reverse. It's important to note that all provinces, Ontario East, except for Quebec, are officially bilingual. So the text is on the coin in both French and English, and above the coin it says Canada Dollar, whereas below the coin it says 1873 Prince, 1973 Edward Island, and below that it says Île du Prince Édouard in French. The obverse has the usual effigy by Arnold Mackin of a slightly older Queen Elizabeth II with her prettier tiara. There were 3,195,452 coins minted. It was an abundant amount for a province whose population was 114,620 in 1973. Today, the Coins of Canada book says this coin is worth $75 in Mint State 65. It's $15 in Mint State 64, and all the way down to $2 in Mint State 60. Below is face value for the coin. However, recent auctions on eBay, this coin has been trading up to $20 or less. This is largely because RCMP commemoratives have overshadowed the PEI coin almost since its inception. So right now is the best time to get the 1973 PEI nickel dollar coin as it is currently undervalued and extremely accessible even in mint state grades. Now let's take a look at the RCMP 50% silver dollar that was designed by Paul Cederberg, and the obverse features the Macan's effigy of Queen Elizabeth II. This coin is not intended for circulation. It measures 36.06 millimeters, which is 3.9 millimeters bigger than its nickel dollar counterpart. For this reason, the Canadian NIFC dollars rarely ever ended up on circulation rolls, even by mistake, because they were a bigger size. Right from day one, if you wanted one, you had to purchase one. It weighs 23.3 grams and the edge is reeded. It came in polished matte finish, polished finish, which is uncirculated, and proof finish. So grading terms for these coins are SP for polished coins, PF for proof coins, and sometimes you will see PL for proof, like, or someone who is unsure of what their coin is, telling you all that, and I'm telling you all this so that you will know what you are buying when you see these for sale. There were 904,000 coins minted, which is one of the highest mintages at that time for these 50% silver NIFC coins. The issue price was $3, and the Canadian coin book only values these at $15. But I challenge you to try and get one for that price, because if you do, you are doing very well. Because these days, these coins are commanding higher prices in auction and on eBay. You can currently find one of these coins in its original case and have it shipped for under $35, or even as low as $20 plus shipping if you are lucky. But if you want a higher grade, be prepared to spend more, because a PCGS SP68 coin recently sold in the US for $206.45 plus $21.70 shipping. All prices quoted on this channel are in Canadian dollars. At SP67 star, a coin recently sold in the US for $148.04 plus $15.99 shipping. Now, in my last video, I mentioned the importance of great photos when attempting to sell on eBay, because this SP68 coin sold for only $129.03 plus $15.67 shipping. In the USA, the cased dollars with toning are currently selling for $67.90 plus $10.85 shipping. What is curious is here in Canada, the price drops to around $23 to $35, regardless of the posting. Here are some examples of this. And out of the cases, they are even going for less. Now, on to the star of the show. In 1973, the smaller RCMP commemorative counterpart was the 1973 Mountie Quarter, featuring the RCMP musical ride that the Mounties are famous for. This coin is 23.88 millimeters and is 100% nickel. It weighs 5.07 grams and the edge is reeded. A whopping 135,958,589 coins were minted. There were also two major varieties to this coin. The reverse on both varieties is the same, with the art by Paul Cederberg, the same artist who designed the silver Mountie dollar. His initials can be found behind the horse with 1873, and 1973 flanking the horse on each side. Above the horse's head is a Canadian maple leaf. Over the horse's hindquarters are the words 25 cents. Canada is split up with 3 letters flanking the flagpole on either side. A flag is proudly held by the mounted police officer in this musical ride. It is when we finally get to the obverse of this coin that it gets interesting. There are 2 varieties of the obverse featuring Arnold Macken's portrait of Queen Elizabeth II. There was a large bust of the Queen on one version, and it's easy to identify because the beads around the edge of the coin are much closer to the edge. On the other obverse, with a smaller effigy of Queen Elizabeth II, Macken's art was modified by artist Patrick Brindley. In making Macken's art smaller, he gave the Queen's hair more detail. He also moved the beads in from the edge a little bit. The Brindley obverse was only used in 1973 and is nicknamed the smaller bust Mountie Quarter or the Brindley bust quarter. A smaller number of the larger bust Mountie quarters were minted. No one really knows how many there were. As a result, the large bust quarters command a much higher premium. We will get to the specifics of these details at the end of this video, but first let's look at the Brindley modified smaller bust coin because they can be valuable too. And did I mention that it's my favorite coin because it was the first coin I ever collected and saved from my pocket change. In MS-65, the Canadian coin book states that it is valued at $40. In MS-64, the price drops to $10. Still pretty good money for a quarter. At MS-60, the price drops to 75 cents, and below that, it is face value. Recently on eBay, this coin sold for $6.98 plus $1.95 shipping. On the other hand, the large bust is worth $3,500 in MS-65, $1,500 in MS-64, and even holds a value of $150 in VF-20. Recently in auction, a coin in EF condition sold for $265. On eBay, it is difficult to find these coins because many people don't know the true value of this coin. Here are some recent sales. If you are a savvy shopper, you can find some great deals on this coin. Thank you for watching this video on my first year as a coin collector. All of these coins are now in my collection. Please let me know in the comments below if you have any of these fantastic 1973 coins. And of course, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And remember to always keep on collecting.